morning, children, and welcome to the social science class. This is class 6, and today we are going to start the new chapter, chapter number 5 of geography. And the name of the chapter is Major Domains of the Earth. This is our lecture number 1. So, in this chapter or in particular lecture, we will be talking about the major areas or major domains of the earth. So, the topics that we will discuss in today's lecture are domains of the earth. So, what are the major domains of the earth? Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. These are four major domains of the earth. Then we will take the first one, lithosphere. We will talk about lithosphere, then continents in today's lecture. So let's start the topics. Major domains of the earth. Here you can see number 1 lithosphere, number 2 hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. So one by one we will be discussing all these, but in today's lecture we will discuss about lithosphere. Lithosphere. There are two major divisions of the earth, land and water. On the earth, we can see the two main things, land and water. As we have already discussed in previous chapters that more than 70% of the earth is covered with water and only 29% is covered with land. So in these two major divisions, we will talk about continents and oceans basically. The land part, it has continents, and the water part, oceans, rivers, lakes, different things. But mainly we will talk about the oceans in this chapter. So land and water are the two major divisions of the earth. Now what is lithosphere? The solid portion of the earth is called lithosphere. Means the solid portion of the earth where the people live, that is known as lithosphere. Or we can add that it is made up of rocks. It supports all the human settlements. As all the human settlements that is made on the land part. So it supports human settlements. So if the meaning is asked about the lithosphere, you can write the solid portion of the earth is called lithosphere. It is made up of rocks. It supports all the human settlements. In points you can write. So this is about the lithosphere. Now we will be discussing about the map. If you see there in the map, there are the continents and oceans are shown. The blue part it shows the oceans or the water bodies, and different other parts they are different continents. North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica. These are the 7 continents. Then Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Antarctic or Southern Ocean, that is not mentioned here. On above the Antarctica, one more ocean that is known as Southern Ocean, that is there. And at the top, Arctic Ocean. So there are 5 oceans. In the map you can see in center, if you see 0 degree, we talked about 0 degree latitude, that is equator. It is written here equator on the line. This is 0 degree latitude. As in chapter number 2, we already talked that this equator divides the earth into 2 hemispheres. The above portion is northern hemisphere and the below portion is southern hemisphere. Now just see in the map. In the above portion in northern hemisphere, the land part that is more than water part. And in southern hemisphere, land part is less than water part. So that's why the northern hemisphere is also called the land hemisphere. That we will discuss now. Just see, northern hemisphere as land hemisphere. The greater part of land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. As we have already noticed there in the map, that the more part, the land part that is there in northern hemisphere. So we say that we can say the greater part of land mass lies in the northern hemisphere, and it is more than 70 of total land area of the earth. The land area that the earth has, from that more than 70% is there in northern hemisphere, and water bodies area is smaller in this hemisphere, that is just 30% of total water area. So in this way we can say that northern hemisphere, that is a land hemisphere. Got it? What is there? Why do we say the northern hemisphere as land hemisphere? Because it has the greater landmass area in it than the southern hemisphere, and out of 100 from the total land area of the earth, it has more than 70% of land area. That's why we can say that the northern hemisphere is a land hemisphere. Now, as I told you that in land portion we talk basically about the continents. So that we will discuss as the land that is not equal everywhere. So here one more point is given in the chapter. The land elevation means unchai. That is somewhere very high, somewhere it is high, somewhere it is plain. So that these all we will be learning in next chapter. Different parts of the earth. Now, as if we talk about the highest mountain peak, that is Mount Everest, that the height is 8,848 meters above the sea level. Here, everywhere you will see in geography above the sea level, because all the heights they are measured from the sea level, because sea level is considered equal everywhere. So the heights are always mentioned, always measured from the sea level. So it is 8,848 meters from the sea level, and the depth, the greatest depth there in the on the earth, that is 11,022 meters, and it is present in Pacific Ocean, and its name is Mariana Trench. This is little bit a description that was given in your book before discussing about the continents, and even it is also discussed that the highest mountain peak, Mount Everest, some of the people they have moved to the Mount Everest. The first person who went to the Mount Everest, he was Tenzing Norgay, and on the highest mountain peak. And if we talk about women, Junko Tebei from Japan was first woman who reached there at the Mount Everest. And from India, if we talk about, Bachendri Pal was first woman who went on the Mount Everest. Before discussing about the continent, it was must to discuss about the things those are mentioned in your book. Now, let's come here on the continents. As we talked that land mass that consist there in the continents. So there are 7 continents: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, Australia. These I have written according to the area. The first one is the largest continent and the last one is the smallest continent. Asia is the largest continent on the earth and Australia is the smallest continent of the earth. So second number Africa, third number North America, fourth South America, fifth Antarctica, sixth Europe, seventh Australia. So according to area they are written here. So there are 7 continents that refers to landmass on the earth. Now we will discuss about all these continents one by one. Asia. Asia, if we talk, as I told you, it is the largest continent. It covers 1/3 of the total land area of the earth. Means from total land area of the earth, this Asia has 1/3 part. It is separated from Europe by Ural Mountains. As if we see the map, the Asia and Europe, we see that they are attached. They just look the single landmass. They are in the map. So, but what is separating them? The Ural mountain is present in between these two continents that separates these continents. And the combined landmass of Europe and Asia is called Eurasia. This is also very important. The combined landmass that is considered as Eurasia of Europe and Asia. Europe plus Asia, Eurasia. So this is all about the largest continent. And if we talk about the latitudes, the Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. From Asia, the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degrees north, it passes through Asia. And from India also, it passes through India also, as India is present there in Asia. Our country is part of the continent Asia. The second one is Africa. It is second largest continent after Asia. According to area, this is second largest continent. This is only continent through which the Tropic of Cancer, Equator, even Tropic of Capricorn pass. Means all these major latitudes, they pass through the continent Africa. Tropic of Cancer as well as Tropic of Capricorn and Equator. This is only continent through which the three major latitudes pass. The world's largest desert, the Sahara Desert, is located in Africa. Even the world's longest river, Nile, also flows through Africa. So in Africa, we can write all these points that the three major latitudes they pass through it, and Nile, that is the longest river in the world, that also flows there in Africa. The world's largest desert is also present there in Africa. Now, if we talk about the location of Africa, there in eastern part of Africa, Indian Ocean is present. If we talk about the western side, Atlantic Ocean is there. So this is all about Africa continent. The third according to area is North America. It is third largest continent of the world, and it is linked with South America by a very narrow strip of land called Isthmus of Panama. It is linked with South America. If we see the map, just narrow strip we can see there that joins North America to South America. So that is Isthmus of Panama. Here you must know the meaning of isthmus. Basically isthmus, this is isthmus basically. The spelling error is there, ISTHMUS it will be. Isthmus is a narrow strip of land that joins two big land masses. So what is the definition of isthmus? Isthmus is a narrow strip of land that joins two big land masses. So this Panama Isthmus is joining North America and South America. So fine, I think you have understood. Isthmus is a narrow strip of land that joins two big land masses or two large land masses. Here Panama Isthmus that is joining North America to South America. Now just see the South America. It is fourth largest continent in the world. The Andes, world's longest mountain range, run through South America. The very important thing about South America, the world longest mountain range run through South America. There you can see the diagram of Panama Isthmus also, in which you are able to see that North America, then in South America is given, and that these are joined or these are linked with a narrow strip of land, that is Isthmus of Panama. So I think it's clear to you now what is Isthmus of Panama. And in South America, one more thing we can add, the world's largest river. Why largest is given here? Because it covers the large area in the irrigation work. So that is Amazon River. Amazon River flows there in South America. The longest river, that was Nile, that was there in Africa. But this is the largest river according to the area covering. So that is Amazon River, Amazon River that flows in South America. Now let's move over for Antarctica. Then in Antarctica, the fifth largest continent of the world, it is completely in southern hemisphere. The complete Antarctica that is there in southern hemisphere. If we talk about the South America and Africa, they both have the parts in northern hemisphere as well as in southern hemisphere. If we talk about North America, Europe, Asia, they are completely there in northern hemisphere. But Antarctica that completely lies in southern hemisphere. It is covered with ice sheets. There are no permanent human settlement. As it is covered with snow all the time, that's why no permanent human settlement is found there in Antarctica. Some countries have research stations in Antarctica. Only some of the countries they are having research stations. If they do some of the research regarding anything, so some research stations they set up there in Antarctica. If we talk about India, India also has research stations here, and the names of research stations of India are Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri are research stations of India in Antarctica. Here, no permanent human settlement is present. It is completely there in southern hemisphere. So this is all about the Antarctica continent. Now, the next sixth continent, it is the sixth largest, or you can say the second smallest, is Europe. It is the continent that lies to the west of Asia. As we talked that Europe is separated from Asia by Ural mountain. So, and this Europe completely that it lies there in northern hemisphere. It is there in west part of Asia. Arctic Circle passes through it. Arctic Circle again one of the major latitude. So Arctic Circle passes through it. It lies entirely in northern hemisphere. As I told you earlier also, completely it is there in northern hemisphere. Now, next or the smallest continent, that is Australia. It is the smallest continent of the world. It is surrounded by oceans from all the sides. That's why it is also known as island continent. Because what does island mean? Island is a piece of land that is surrounded by water from all the sides. So as it is surrounded by oceans from all the sides, so we can easily say that it is island continent. And one more thing, it is a name of a country itself. Australia, we call it continent as well as the country name also, and it is island or continent. It lies entirely in southern hemisphere. As we talked, Antarctica that also lies entirely in southern hemisphere and Australia. So these are two continents. They lie entirely or completely, they are in southern hemisphere. So this is all about Australia continent. Now, as in today's lecture, we talked about the land portion or lithosphere basically. The land portion or the solid portion of the earth is known as lithosphere, that is made up of rocks. It supports human settlement, and in that land portion that is divided in 7 continents, one by one we had studies all the 7 continents with different points. I hope that you have understood about all those topics covered in today's lecture. We will be covering about atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere in our next lecture. Now it's time for homework. Question number 1. Name the major continents of the earth. Second, name 2 continents that lie entirely in southern hemisphere. Third, what is the northern hemisphere? Why is the northern hemisphere called the land hemisphere? That also we discussed in the lecture. How is North America linked with South America? So that particular name you will write here. Name the research centers of India in Antarctica. So these are the questions that you will attempt. Along with it, read the part that is covered in today's lecture so that it will be clear in your mind what we are doing. All the parts you will cover there. And if anyone asks you about the continents separately, so many points that we have covered, you can write that. Suppose anyone asks you write about Asia, write a short note about Asia, Africa, North America. So all those points we will be covering. Suppose anyone asks you, write a short note on Africa or write about Africa continent. So it is the second largest continent you will write there. The longest river Nile that flows through Africa, the largest desert, that Sahara desert, that is also present there in Africa. So the different features you can say you will write there. Now it's time for the